Excuses are the lies you tell yourself to stay comfortable in failure. They don't build your future, they bury it. Every time you make an excuse, you make a withdrawal from your potential, not a deposit. The question is, are you investing in your dream, or are you paying the price for your excuses? Ladies and gentlemen, you can't build a future on excuses. You can't reach your destiny while defending your limitations. Every time you say, "I'll do it tomorrow," that tomorrow becomes a graveyard for today's potential. You were born with greatness inside you, but excuses are like termites. They silently eat away at your purpose until there's nothing left to build on. Some people want to be successful, but they've become professional excuse makers. I'm too tired. I'm too old. I don't have the time. I don't have the money. They've got a library full of reasons, but no record of results. Let me tell you something. Life doesn't care about your excuses. The world doesn't stop for your feelings. Destiny doesn't wait for your convenience. If you want success, you've got to stop negotiating with laziness. Stop justifying your procrastination. Stop explaining why you're not where you want to be and start doing something about it. Because every minute spent defending your excuses is a minute stolen from your dream. You see, excuses are comfort zones dressed in fancy words. They sound reasonable. They sound logical. But they are nothing more than prisons that keep you locked in average. When you make an excuse, you trade your future for your feelings. You trade your potential for temporary comfort. And I don't care how smart, talented, or skilled you are. If your life is ruled by excuses, you'll never see what's truly possible for you. You can't change the past, but you can take charge of now. You can start today, right where you are, and make a decision, no more excuses. Because excuses make zero deposit in your future. They don't grow your bank account. They don't expand your skill. They don't open new doors. They only keep you broke, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and financially. Ladies and gentlemen, life is a business, and your decisions are your investments. Every time you show up, every time you grind, every time you push when it hurts, you're making a deposit into your future. But every time you let fear, doubt, or comfort stop you, you're making a withdrawal. So, I have to ask you, are you investing in your dream, or are you overdrafting your destiny? The moment you stop blaming your circumstances and start taking responsibility, your life will shift. You'll realize that power has been in your hands all along. You don't need perfect conditions. You need a powerful decision. The difference between the person who wins and the one who doesn't is an opportunity. It's ownership. Stop saying, "I can't," and start saying, "How can I?" Stop saying, "I'm not ready," and start saying, "I'm willing." Because the truth is, you'll never feel completely ready, but if you wait until you do, you'll never start. Success doesn't come to those who wait. It comes to those who work, and that work begins the moment you stop making excuses and start making moves. So today, make a promise to yourself. No more blaming. No more waiting. No more explaining why you can't. Because excuses might comfort you for a moment, but discipline will change your life forever. Excuses are comfort zones disguised as logic. They sound reasonable. They sound intelligent. They even make sense when you say them out loud, but deep down, you know the truth. They are nothing more than the chains that keep you stuck where you are. You tell yourself, "I'll start when things calm down," but things never calm down. You tell yourself, "I'll go for my dream when I have more money." But somehow, that day never comes. Excuses whisper to you that it's okay to wait, that it's okay to delay, that it's okay to play small. And before you know it, days turn into months, and months turn into years, and your potential dies inside a prison built out of reasons. You see, excuses are clever. They wear the mask of justification. They make you feel like you're not quitting, you're just being realistic. But there's a fine line between being realistic and being restricted. The truth is, every excuse you make builds another wall between you and your greatness. Every time you justify an action, you reinforce mediocrity. It's not that life has stopped giving you opportunities. It's that your excuses have blinded you from seeing them. Let's be honest. It's easy to make excuses. It's easy to say, "I don't have time," when in reality, you've spent hours scrolling, talking, and worrying about things that don't move you forward. It's easy to say, "I don't have the resources," when in truth, you haven't even used what's already in your hands. You're not lacking opportunity, you're lacking ownership. You can't win a race you refuse to start, and you can't grow in the soil of excuses. Excuses are silent killers. They rob you of urgency, they steal your hunger, and they comfort you into complacency. They keep you safe from the discomfort of trying, but that same comfort kills your progress. When you tell yourself, I can't, your mind stops looking for how you can. When you say, it's not the right time, the clock keeps ticking, and time doesn't wait for anyone, you've got to look at your life and say, no more excuses. I may not have it all, but I'll use what I've got. I may not be ready, but I'll start anyway. Because success doesn't belong to the most talented. It belongs to the most committed. The people who win are not those who had everything handed to them. They are the ones who refuse to let their excuses define their story. They decided, I may fail, but I will not sit here and do nothing. Your dream doesn't care about your excuses. Your destiny doesn't need your reasons, it needs your results. So stop waiting for the perfect moment. It doesn't exist. Stop blaming your environment, create your own. Stop defending your limitations. Break them. Because every excuse you hold on to becomes another weight holding you down. Life will test you, yes. It will challenge you, yes. But you can either use those challenges as reasons to quit or as reasons to rise. Excuses are cheap. Effort is priceless. You can't buy success with reasons. You buy it with responsibility. The day you stop explaining why you can't and start showing how you will, that's the day everything changes. You have to make a decision today. No more excuses. Not one more justification for staying average. Not one more, maybe next time. Either you make your dreams happen, or your excuses will make your dreams disappear. You can't hold both at the same time. Let go of your excuses, and you'll find your freedom waiting on the other side. Your reasons sound right, but they're stealing your results. That's the dangerous part. Excuses don't sound like lies, they sound like truth. You say, I'm tired. And yes, you probably are. You say, I've got too much going on, and maybe that's true. You say, I just need a break. And maybe you do. But what's also true is that while you're resting in your reasons, your future is resting in peace. The longer you justify your inaction, the further you drift from the life you were meant to live. You see, excuses have a strange way of sounding righteous. They protect your ego. They allow you to feel okay about not doing what needs to be done. But your dream doesn't care about how you feel. It only responds to what you do. You can't talk your way into success. You've got to work your way there. And if you keep defending your reasons, you'll never see your results. People say, I would have done it, but, and everything that follows that, but, is the barrier they built for themselves. But I didn't have the time. But I didn't have the support. But I didn't know how. Listen, there will always be a but. There will always be a challenge, a weakness, a limitation. But winners push through the but. Winners take their reasons and turn them into fuel. You've got to understand something powerful. Your mind believes what you tell it. If you keep feeding it reasons, it'll give you permission to settle. But if you feed it responsibility, it'll find a way to win. The words you repeat become the limits you live by. If you keep saying, I can't, you'll never see how you can. If you keep saying, it's too hard, your brain will stop looking for how to make it easier. You can't afford to keep reasoning your way into regret. You've got to wake up and say, I am done giving my future away to excuses, because every excuse costs you something: time, progress, confidence, momentum. Every time you choose a reason over responsibility, you lose ground. You don't see it at first. But one day you'll look up and realize your life is a reflection of every but you ever believed. The people who win in life don't have fewer problems. They have fewer excuses. They don't wait for conditions to be perfect. They create progress under pressure. They don't talk about what they could have done. They do what they must do. You've got to get to that point where your hunger is louder than your hesitation. So stop defending your delay. Stop validating your comfort. Stop believing the story that makes you feel good about not growing. Rip the excuse out by the root and replace it with accountability. Because your future won't wait for you to explain yourself. It's waiting for you to execute. You've got dreams to fulfill, potential to unleash, a legacy to build. But you can't do any of that while you're busy explaining why you haven't started yet. Let go of your reasons and grab hold of your responsibility. Because your reasons might sound right, but they're robbing you blind. And every second you spend defending them is another second stolen from your destiny. The world doesn't reward excuses, it rewards execution. You can have the best intentions, the greatest ideas, the most heartfelt dreams. But none of it matters until you move. Talk doesn't build empires. Dreams don't turn into reality through words. They turn into reality through work. The people who make it to the top are not the ones who talk about what they're going to do. They are the ones who do it. You see, excuses are invisible handcuffs. They keep you from taking action while convincing you that you're doing your best. You say, I'll start when things get better. But what if they never do? What if the conditions never align perfectly? What if waiting becomes the reason you never begin? Life doesn't bless the one who waits for the perfect time. It blesses the one who acts in imperfect times. You can have all the reasons in the world, but results only come to those who take responsibility. Think about it. Have you ever seen a successful person get rewarded for their excuses? No one gets a paycheck for saying, I almost did it. No one gets applause for saying, I was going to start. You can't cash in on intentions. The only currency that pays in this world is execution. Excuses feel safe, but they leave you stuck. Action feels scary, but it sets you free. You might stumble, you might fail, you might fall flat on your face, but that failure is worth more than 1,000 excuses. Because at least when you fail, you learn. When you execute, you evolve. When you try, you transform. But when you make excuses, you stay the same. Let me tell you something. The gap between where you are and where you want to be isn't talent. It isn't luck. It isn't resources. It's execution. The ones who succeed aren't necessarily smarter, richer, or more gifted. They're simply the ones who showed up when they didn't feel like it. They're the ones who acted while everyone else was explaining why they couldn't. When you execute, you activate faith. You tell the universe, I'm serious about my dream. But when you make excuses, you tell it, I'm not ready yet. And the universe listens. It gives you what you believe you deserve. That's why so many people stay stuck. Not because they can't win, but because they keep reasoning themselves out of their own greatness. You don't need permission to start. You don't need conditions to be perfect. You just need the courage to act. Execution will teach you more than excuses ever will. You'll never think your way into success. You've got to work your way there. So take the leap. Make the move. Take imperfect action. Because while you're waiting for motivation, someone else is out there executing. And that's why they're winning. The world doesn't care about what you plan to do. It cares about what you produced. Execution is the great equalizer. You may not control the outcome, but you control the effort. And as long as you keep moving, as long as you keep acting, as long as you keep showing up, your execution will silence your excuses. So stop talking about your goals. Start taking steps toward them. Don't just dream. Do, because excuses won't get you there. But execution will change your life. You can make progress or excuses, but never both. That's the truth most people don't want to face. You can't move forward while you're holding on to what's holding you back. You can't climb with one hand reaching for the top and the other clutching your comfort zone. Every time you make an excuse, you're choosing comfort over growth. You're choosing stagnation over progress. Progress demands pain. Growth requires grit. You can't have transformation without sacrifice. But here's the thing, excuses are easy. They let you feel okay about not doing the hard stuff. They give you emotional permission to stay small. But staying small won't protect you. It will suffocate you. You've got to decide what matters more, your feelings or your future. Because if you choose your feelings, you'll keep making excuses. But if you choose your future, you'll keep moving even when it hurts. That's what separates the average from the exceptional. The average man says, I'll do it later. The exceptional one says, I'll do it now, even if I don't feel like it. Excuses will tell you that you're waiting for the right time. Progress will tell you that now is the right time. Excuses will tell you that you're tired. Progress will tell you, get up anyway. Excuses will comfort you with tomorrow. Progress will challenge you with today. You see, every excuse you make keeps you on the same level, but every step you take, no matter how small, builds momentum. Progress doesn't come from giant leaps. It comes from consistent action. One step forward every day beats one perfect plan that never starts. You don't have to move fast, you just have to move. And understand this, excuses are emotional. Progress is intentional. Excuses serve your feelings. Progress serves your purpose. You can't serve both. You've got to make a decision. Are you going to live by emotion or by commitment? Because emotion will change with the weather, but commitment will carry you through the storm. If you want to change your life, stop looking for reasons why you can't and start finding ways you can. Stop waiting for motivation and start moving with discipline. Motivation gets you started, discipline keeps you going. Excuses will tell you to stop. Progress will whisper, just one more step. And here's the truth. You'll never regret progress, but you'll always regret excuses. One day you'll look back and say, I'm glad I didn't quit, or I wish I had started. That choice is being made right now. Every day you decide to push or postpone. So, make up your mind today, no more excuses. You're either growing or you're decaying. You're either moving forward or falling behind. But you can't stand still. Life won't let you. You've got to choose progress or excuses. And if you choose progress, if you choose action, if you choose persistence, nothing can stop you. Because the moment you stop making excuses and start making moves, that's the moment your future begins. Pain is the price you pay for progress. Every dream, every goal, every victory you've ever wanted is on the other side of discomfort. But most people spend their lives running from it, running from the very thing that was sent to build them. You see, pain is not your enemy, it's your teacher. It's not there to break you, it's there to make you stronger, sharper, and wiser. Every scar has a story, and in every setback hides a seed of strength. There are people right now who are praying for success, but rejecting the process that comes with it. They want the prize, but not the pain. They want the reward, but not the responsibility. They want the mountaintop without the climb. But my friend, you can't reach the peak without feeling the pressure. Diamonds don't form without heat, and warriors don't rise without battle. The question is not whether you'll face pain. It's whether you'll let that pain push you or paralyze you. You have to make a decision. Are you going to let your pain define you or refine you? Because the truth is, what you're going through right now is preparing you for what you asked for. You prayed for strength, and life gave you struggle. You prayed for courage, and life gave you fear. You prayed for success, and life gave you challenges. It didn't say, no. It said, get ready. Pain is the preparation for greatness. When you understand that, you stop asking, why me? And start saying, try me. You stop running from pain and start running through it. Because you realize that growth doesn't happen in comfort zones. It happens in conflict, in tension, in resistance. Every champion you've ever admired was once in a place that hurt. They failed. They cried. They wanted to quit. But they didn't. They let the pain mold them into something unstoppable. When life knocks you down, stay there long enough to learn something, but not long enough to give up. Get up with more wisdom than you had before. Because every time you rise, you rewrite your story. You show life that you may bend, but you won't break. Pain is the price of purpose. And if you want something great, you've got to be willing to endure something greater. So, don't curse your pain. Cultivate it. Don't run from it, rise through it. Because one day, that pain you're feeling now will become your power. It will be the reason someone else believes they can overcome too. Let your scars speak strength. Let your story scream resilience. And when the pain feels too heavy to carry, remember, that's the weight of your destiny taking shape. Keep going. It's building you. At the end of the day, your destiny doesn't respond to excuses. It responds to execution, endurance, and evolution. The world doesn't care about what happened to you. It cares about what you're going to do with what happened to you. You can either let your past be a prison or a platform. You can either let your struggles bury you or build you. But one thing is certain, your future can't afford your excuses. Every time you choose an excuse, you make a withdrawal from your destiny. Every time you choose responsibility, you make a deposit. You see, your future is like a bank account, and every action you take is a transaction. When you work hard, when you stay disciplined, when you show up despite the pain, you're investing. But when you procrastinate, when you doubt, when you let fear dictate your moves, you're overdrafting your dreams. You've got to treat your future like it matters, because it does. The decisions you make today are shaping your tomorrow. The excuses you justify today will become the regrets you carry tomorrow. So stop saying one day and start saying day one. Stop saying I'll try and start saying I'll do. Stop waiting for motivation. Create momentum. Your dreams deserve commitment. Your goals deserve consistency. Your destiny deserves discipline. Every moment you waste, every excuse you make, every chance you let slip away, it's a piece of your potential that dies quietly. And one day you'll wake up and realize that your future didn't disappear. You starved it with indecision. You don't have time to play small anymore. The clock is ticking, the world is moving, opportunities are passing. And the question is, Are you going to keep scrolling, doubting, hesitating, or are you going to act? Because no one is coming to rescue your dream. No one is going to believe for you, grind for you, or build for you. You've got to do it yourself. You are not created to exist. You were created to excel. You were born with a purpose, born to make an impact, born to do something extraordinary. But you can't step into that power while making peace with your excuses. You've got to evict every limitation from your mind and replace it with action. Excuses build walls, action builds doors. Excuses lock you in the past. Action launches you into your future. So my friend, from this moment on, no more withdrawals. Start making deposits into your destiny. Invest with faith. Deposit discipline. Save your energy for your goals, not your fears. Because one day when your future comes calling, you'll want to say, I paid the price. I made the deposits. And now I'm collecting everything I worked for. Ladies and gentlemen, when it's all said and done, life will not reward the one who made the best excuses. It will reward the one who made the boldest moves. Your future is not waiting for your fear to fade. It's waiting for your faith to act. Every second you spend doubting yourself, every moment you waste in hesitation, you're giving away a piece of your destiny. The truth is, no one's coming to save you. No one's going to drag you to your dream. You've got to rise up, take ownership, and say, this is my time. There's no magic formula. There's no shortcut. It's discipline over distraction, commitment over comfort, and purpose over pleasure. You have to decide right now that you are done letting laziness, fear, and excuses rob you of the greatness within you. Because every delay is costly. Every excuse is expensive. Every wasted moment is a debt that your future self will have to pay. So stop negotiating with your potential. Stop waiting for motivation. You don't need to feel ready. You need to get moving. Every step forward, no matter how small, pulls you closer to the life you were born to live. You've got dreams to chase, lives to impact, and a legacy to build. Don't let comfort kill your calling. Don't let fear silence your fire. Don't let laziness steal your light. You've got one life, one chance, one opportunity to turn your story around. And the moment you decide to stop making excuses and start making progress, everything changes. So stand tall, breathe deep, and tell yourself, I'm not quitting. I'm not stopping. I'm not waiting, because your destiny is too important. Your purpose is too powerful. And your time, your precious, limited time, is too valuable to waste. It's time to kill your excuses, silence your doubts, and awaken the greatness that's been sleeping inside you all along. The clock is ticking, so make your move.